Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 172 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Schwan.
How we doing?
Fantastic. If you have never seen us before, this
Welcome.
is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video with your friends, family, and everyone in between. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop. Just like our producers, Steve Appleton and Aunt Sue did, as well as our affiliates, Logan Wilkinson and James Solar, as well as our partner, Matt Mitchell. What are you doing over there?
I can't. It's like I can't tighten it enough to have it not do that. Like
Well, that's because we spent like $10 on that thing.
Well, yeah.
We could get the thing that screws into the table for $100.
That's probably not worth it.
By the way, shout out to Matt. Matt appreciated our talk last week about Xbox, saying, well, if these dudes are talking nice about it.
We're tough but fair.
Yes.
Give credit where
we
credit's
will
due.
never buy a Series X, but that's not to say it's not worth the money. It's just...
I'm not getting both.
Right.
And I'm going to get PlayStation.
Well, there
we go.
So it's like it comes down to software. It comes down to God of War 2, Horizon 2, Spider-Man 2 versus Gears 6 and Halo 7 or whatever they end up calling the next one after Infinite. Like, I don't know. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. But thank you, Matt, for realizing we're being fair but tough. What? No. Tough but fair. If you like merch, you can't get this shirt, but you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. It's funny for people watching on stream. Like, why is he doing this?
What if we got a shirt made that was kind of this, but only two players and it had our faces?
You want to know what's even funnier?
What?
I've thought about reaching out to Lily Mo Games, who's making Twin Breaker, and say, hey, because I got an idea for a game for us. I mean, obviously, he's not going to do it for free, but like, maybe we give him. I've got ideas, and I've got ideas for what the game is. I don't know. I'm gone.
You are out there, somewhere out there.
No, you're out there. Also, if you're watching us right now live, we are at twitch.tv/2player_coop. But you can also go there to catch any of the witty banter and
you can just put all those things in the buttons too. That sounded like him. At the
That was
beginning. Just like 1% is long.
But again, it's figuring out how to do the sources inside of it.
Right.
I'll try, because then that would make my life easier too, because I don't have to. It's not that hard to edit the podcast. But
just out of curiosity, you can't just hit the same button. I mean, we can't do it now. You can't just hit it and then hit it again. Like hitting it again doesn't like undo it. You have to have like two buttons, like one to go to it, one to go back.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I think I'd have to go like Patreon, breaking.
I guess you just need the one button that always just takes you back to this,
and that's this.
And so it's not like you need a that for every button we have.
Correct.
It's just that one.
It's just
so
this
boom,
goes
boom,
back to
boom,
just
boom,
the camera.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
But I can see as I'm doing this, like if you're a real streamer, I can see how you would want like the whole 15, 20, whatever buttons of the like legit stream deck,
Right,
not the
yeah.
main. But we're good for now.
Yeah.
Sausage is made. South by Southwest has been canceled. And I'm going to call it right now. E3 is not happening.
I'm not willing.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I will say you're wrong.
Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not ready to make that call yet. But it wouldn't surprise me.
I think it's done. I think this Corona thing, whether it's extra light or premium, lime or no lime, it's not going away. 2 people died in Florida as of today, this morning I saw.
Oh, really?
Yeah. WrestleMania is going to happen, though, and I'm somewhat excited for it, but I don't know. I'm probably a glutton for punishment, but yeah.
I didn't even know Elimination Chamber was tomorrow.
I didn't either.
But it is.
It is. The Last of Us is getting a HBO show being created by Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin, who did Chernobyl. This officially has canceled, which I was glad to hear this. This has now canceled the planned Last of Us movie. Thank you. Because
it does seem like it'll work better as a series.
Every video game thing ever will work better. Like Castlevania, we'll get to that in a minute, but Castlevania has shown that like it works. All this talk about this stupid Metal Gear movie, and I know Jordan Vogt Roberts loves Metal Gear, but to try to cram any Metal Gear story into 2 hours and 15 minutes, what are you trying to do? Like, it's not going to work.
Right. There's more than that just worth of cutscenes in any of the games. And you got a lot more story to tell outside of the cutscenes, so.
I'm pretty sure in the past when you and I have talked about on air the Last of Us movie, we have said they should be doing this as like a Netflix series. Now, we didn't get Netflix right, but it's going to be a series. We don't know how many episodes, whatever. Oh, the other thing, Druckmann did tweet. He's so happy that they're able to bring, quote, I'm not quoting because I'm not looking at it, but basically Joel and Ellie's story to HBO. So this is not...
Like
and
a
I saw a
prequel
lot of
or
hubbub.
anything.
Yeah, it's going to be... Now, I'm not saying it's going to follow the first game lock, step, and barrel, but is that right?
I don't think so.
Lock, step, and barrel?
Lock, stock, and barrel?
That was it. Lock, stock, and barrel. It's not... I'm not saying it's going to follow that beat for beat. That I know. But it's going to follow Joel and Ellie, and maybe it'll be an Elseworlds tale. Maybe it'll be something, I don't know, but like...
They better have the giraffe.
They have to. They'll be CGI. But
well, yeah.
They shouldn't be, though. Brian Altano tweeted, hey, now that The Last of Us being made into a TV show, I think that this 6'4" man with beautiful hair would be great for the casting of the giraffe. And he had a picture of Jason Momoa. And I was like, I feel like you're making fun of DC, but that's a good tweet. But yeah, I think they will, like, I haven't seen Chernobyl. Have you?
No, I want to, but
I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. And the fact that Druckmann is involved in this, and like, okay, if they're going to do it, like the stupid Uncharted movie, I don't care anything about. Antonio Banderas got casted. That's what I think about it. Like, I don't want that movie. When it comes out, will I see it? Yes. They only got about a week now, I think, to film it, so I don't have to jump in the ice cold pool. Maybe 2.
I think it's 2.
I think it's 1. But
that's better.
It's better. And they casted somebody else. So I don't know. But this is the way you're supposed... Video games should be done episodically, not trying to cram anything, everything into a 2-hour movie. Like Sonic.
Like Mortal Kombat, that should be a movie. Sonic, that should be a movie. But if it's a story, if the game plays out more like a cinematic experience, which is weird, it should not be a movie. It should be a series.
Like Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Concurry.
Hi, Logan. What did you just say? Concurry? Did you try to say I concur and then just have a brain stroke? What was that?
I didn't know if I was going to say concur or agreed, so I said concreed.
Concrete.
What was the other word I made up the one time? Oh, sinceriously.
That
sounds like
was
it should
fantastic.
be.
Yeah,
I like it.
Thank you, Logan. This is my favorite shirt, other than my Grizzlies long sleeve T-shirt. This is my favorite shirt.
It's better.
Logan likes my T-shirt. I got it on sale at GameStop for like $5 a few months ago. Again, follow Wario64 on Twitter for literally everything. It's still centered.
It's
okay.
better.
But just follow Wario64. You never know what you're gonna find. Sean.
Yes.
We got our first look at the Batmobile in The Batman.
Thanks for dropping by, Logan. Always a pleasure.
Tell me Streets of Rage 4 was awesome, Logan. I know you tweeted me, but like I need like hands-on. Not on me. On Streets of Rage. Anyways. So, Matt Reeves tweeted out, again, I've signed up for alerts for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
He tweeted out 3 pictures of the Batmobile. He tweeted out in all 3 pictures, you get a different look of Pat Fleck, as I will lovingly call him forever. of Pat Fleck standing by the car and like 95% of the people I saw tweeting about this said it looks awesome. The only person that I saw that didn't like it was Ryan McCaffrey. Is like, oh, Batman's a Mopar guy now. I'm like, and he's like, no, I'm joking, but no, I don't like this. You're fine to not like it, but it's not like, I feel like if you don't like this, I'm not saying it looks as cool as the Batmobile in BVS or Justice League or the Tumbler in those 3 movies. But this is like year 2 Batman. This is Batman before Lucius Fox is helping him and making all his stuff. This is Bruce Wayne cobbling together a suit and a car and doing what he does. And because of that, I think it looks freaking awesome.
I dig it. It's got like a I don't know. I like the vibe. But yeah, it goes with what they're trying to do with Batman. Like
it goes with the whole aesthetic of this movie, I think. Like,
right, yeah.
And the other thing I liked about this is seeing Pattinson in the suit, Pat Fleck. It looks, now again, these could be completely like superly photoshopped and stuff. We don't know. But I think the suit looks better. Maybe it's because the cape, I don't know, but like the ears look better. Everything looks better than it did.
Looks what?
It's better. It looks better than when we saw the stuntman on the motorcycle in broad daylight with no cape, and like I was like, the ears go the ears don't look like they go anymore. They look more straight up. I think the suit looks freaking awesome. You can tell, like, other than like the chest armor and stuff, you can tell he's just like wearing like cargo pants with like, you know, I don't know what they're called. Like wrapping holsters or something. You know what I mean? And he's still got all the Apple pencils.
Right.
So he's going to go.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. It's downstairs somewhere. But I think it looks great. I'm very excited for this movie. And yeah, I don't know.
I like it. I dig it. He's dressed like a bat.
I dig it. Sean, how far have you gotten?
Wait. Time out.
Yes.
Since I don't have it up here. Did you hear about your boy Bale?
Yeah, but we don't know who he's playing.
No, but I just think it's awesome that he's in it.
It is. I mean, he's awesome. And I've gone back on what I've said in the past. He's the best Batman we've ever had. Because those 3 movies are better than the awesome, wait for it, Batman in BVS. The movie's not awesome, and I know he kills people and stuff, but it's a representation of Batman we've never seen. I love that. Justice League, I hated, because he's like fat, skinny. I don't know if I'm in this or out of it, whatever. Like, oh, Superman's back. I love him so much. I got a crush on him. Like, Bale's the best Batman we've ever had. So the fact that he is joining Love and Thunder, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's only a good thing. And after I finally watched Ragnarok a month ago, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Knowing nothing about what it is, but Logan agrees. Christian Bale, best Batman.
All right, that's fine. It's fine. Sean.
Not even close.
How far did you get in Castlevania Season 3? Because I have some thoughts. Because it's freaking awesome.
I am currently all the way through 1 episode. I haven't had any time. There's no time.
Did you go to Bed Bath & Beyond today?
I went bowling today.
All right.
Moving on. But the first episode was really good.
So
when he, just the very beginning, not the very, very beginning, but when Trevor just goes, not to himself, but to the demon.
Crack.
Ugh, blech.
So.
And the bone, when he kicks his leg.
And then he kicks it again to make sure, like, compound fracture. It's a cartoon and it makes me go, ugh. Like the wolf went, when he had everything broken. So what, because I don't remember what episode 1 was. Did you get the hint, because I can't remember, of the 4 different stories? Actually, you wouldn't have gotten 4. 3 of the 4 stories that I would say play out in this season.
Well, there's Alucard.
Oh, yeah, because he's fishing. Okay.
There's Trevor and Sypha.
Okay.
There's the lady vampire with Carmella.
No.
F-A-B-O.
Wait, with what?
With like her sisters.
Okay. I couldn't remember if they in episode 1. Okay, yep.
And then the only other thing I can think of, which kind of goes along with that, is the guy, the
Hector,
the
white guy,
the prisoner guy.
Okay,
yeah.
Did you see Isaac in episode 1?
Which one's? I don't think so.
He's the Black Forge Master.
No.
Okay. Well, that's the 4th.
Okay.
There's spoiler-free thoughts. I mean, I care about y'all, but I really don't want to spoil it for him.
He cares about me more, is what he's saying.
Well, I mean, he's my brother, so this continues to be, first off, absolutely beautiful. Like, I know it's not like Cuphead animation where it's like 24 frames per second. And
it's like 1 frame per second.
Yeah, but it's still absolutely beautiful the way that they do it, and the way you see like these anime looking characters with this realistic looking water sometimes and stuff. It's just absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I will say, I do think I liked season 2 more, slightly.
Now, did you finish it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's the last 3 episodes are freaking bananas.
Bananas.
I want to make sure nobody's chatting in the chat.
That's where they would do it.
The last 3 episodes are just insane.
Does it set itself up for a 4th season?
The whole season, in my mind, is to set up season 4, which I think might be the last.
Okay.
So episodes 1 through 7 are very... There's stuff mixed in, but it's mostly about world building, and it's a slow burn in a good way. Like, I don't feel like I was never bored. I was never like, what's going on Twitter or whatever. It was never like that. It was more like, I know what they're going for, and they're going for something bigger than just these 3 people versus Dracula. Like, they're building up a crazy big story that will pay off in season 4 that I cannot wait to see.
Yeah.
A lot of new characters in this season. Did they get to the town, Trevor and Sypha?
Yeah.
Did they meet
the
Saint Germain?
Yeah.
Okay. He ends up being a big part. No spoilers, anything like that. Apparently, he's from the games, which I didn't. I haven't played any of the GBA games. He's from one of the GBA games.
Okay.
I forget which one it is, but he is a character, and he plays a big part in this. Isaac's story is a big part. There's really, like I said, it's kind of like everybody talks about how one of the best parts of Return of the Jedi was the 3 planes of action. This doesn't have 3 planes of action, so I'm not saying this is Return of the Jedi or anything like that, but it really has 4 concurrent stories going at the same time that you care about each and every one of them, and you can tell they're building to something even
they're
bigger.
Somehow going to like converge, or they all just do their own? Okay.
Yes. I think so. I don't know.
Right,
they don't converge in this. It's all, that's not
Pipes.
a spoiler, but it's all like it's so well done. I wrote down here, the last 3 episodes are bat insane and amazing. And they are. Like, the action is, so after I finished season 3, I went back and I was like, I got to go watch season 2, episode 7. I just got to hear it and I got to see it. And it still like gave me goosebumps. Like, every hair stood up when you hear Bloody Tears start playing and stuff. I'm like, this. There's nothing that could ever that I could see.
Now, which one is Bloody Tears?
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay,
yeah. Okay.
No, I got it. I can obviously get the 2 confused.
But yeah, it's not. And I didn't hear there was something in one of the later episodes that I was like, I think that sounds familiar, but I was Googling it and I didn't want to go back and watch it again. I couldn't find anybody tweeting about it or like any articles or anything that they went back to like Vampire Killer or anything like that. But something sounded, maybe that's just a testament to the composer that it sounded like it should have been in a Castlevania game, one of these the later episodes. They showed a lot of restraint in this season, which I really appreciate, again, because I think they're building toward season 4. Maybe it'll be a 5. I don't know. But they're definitely building towards season 4. I have to think I don't think anything's been made public that they're getting season 4, but they would not have made this season the way they made it if they weren't getting season 4, because they would have wrapped everything up, and Carmilla would have fought Trevor, whatever. It would all come together and everybody dies. And that didn't happen. And I like the restraint that they showed there. I do think this series is the best, even though we're past what I know about Castlevania. And I read some articles after I finished it last night. I read like 5 or 6 when I was just after I'd finished season 3. There's a lot of theories. There's a lot of stuff that people are that know, like the Game Boy Advance games and stuff, like know really like the whole series of Castlevania, that it does tie in and they can think they know where it's going or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know any of that, and I still freaking loved it, and I still say it's the best video game adaptation of any kind we've ever had, period. This is better than Mortal Kombat movie and Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. Now, that might not be saying a lot, but I think those are the benchmark for live action and for animation. They're the best video game adaptations we've ever had until this.
I'm trying to prove you wrong, but I can't really come up with anything.
No, you can't. But again, I don't think anything... The last episode of this season was really close. Like, I think I texted you last night. It's like season 2, episode 7 was a 10 out of 10. It was like a 20 out of 10. It was so perfect, and the fan service and all that, it was just so well done. The last episode of this season gets so close. The action and the animation and the drama, and you're like, oh my God, is that going to happen? I was like, oh my God, it's freaking perfect. Absolutely well, it's not perfect because season 2, episode 7 is perfect, but like, I want you to watch this as quickly as you can, and then just text me like crazy, because it's that good, and I cannot wait. I hope we don't have to wait another year and a half for this like we did from season 2 to season 3.
Right.
I hope season 4 is, I mean, it won't be this year, but maybe it'll be this time next year is what I hope.
You had to look at your watch to determine
I was like,
going
is
to be
it
this
March,
year?
February, April, June? I don't know. But yeah. Watch it. If you haven't watched it, do.
And if you have, don't.
No, I mean, no, watch it again. Help them out all that you can. Sean.
Yes.
We didn't have any podcast questions, but I have a question for you.
Yes.
There's a lot of rumors going around that we could be getting a PS5 and a PS5 Pro at launch. My question is for you.
Probably not.
You don't think so?
Depends on the specs and the price. If I'm already paying $500 and the Pro is like $600, but it's like, yeah, I can probably justify the extra $100. If it's like
2 terabyte
$500 versus like $750,
it wonot be that. What I think,
like,
so let's hypothetically, let's say PS5 9.2 teraflops, blah, 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 blah. $500. PS5 Pro at launch, which I still don't think they're going to do, but I was like, it's a slow news week, so I want to talk about this. Yes, I said news week. $600, 12, why not 13 teraflops, along with a 2 terabyte hard drive and whatever, like more USB ports, whatever, it's modular, whatever. At this point,
for $100 more, I would probably do it, because they wouldn't bother having 2 separate ones unless there's a good difference between them. So I'm kind of thinking that's a given, that the Pro will definitely be a Pro. And not just, ooh, here's an extra half a teraflop. Here's an extra 500 gigaflops, and some extra storage. Yeah. Like, they're not going to do that. So if they make a Pro, it's going to be worth it. The flip side of that is that makes me feel like it would be more than $100 more. Yeah. But I don't know. Once you start talking more than $600,
I don't think PlayStation will never make something that is more than $599 Go get a second job. They'll never make anything more than that, period.
Yeah. I would probably do it. For an extra $100, I think I would.
I feel like I'm already at the point where I have...
Especially if I get this nice brand new TV that I want. Like, part of the reason I'm getting this new TV is in preparation for the PS5. So it's like... Yeah, I might as well max it out.
For me, it's more if it's only $100.
And I would always, if I didn't get it, I would just always be like, man, I should have just, it's an extra $100.
That's the thing. So
like,
if the PS5 comes out and then 2 years from now there's a Pro, I'm going to be like, well, screw you guys. Like I was with the PS4 Pro, I was like, well, I've already got this. I'm not going to get another one. But
if they have them simultaneously,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's like 9.2 teraflops to 10. And I'm like, what the hell am I paying for? But
Right.
I think it would be on the level with the Series X, but I really don't think this is happening. But if it's substantially more powerful, bigger SSD hard drive, yada, 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 whatever else. I mentioned the lobster bisque. I would buy it at launch because I've already resigned myself to the fact that I'm going to pay $500 for this thing.
Yeah, I've pretty much already written
plus a
off
controller,
that $500.
plus hopefully Horizon 2 and Watch Dogs and whatever else.
Yeah.
I would pay the extra $100 to just say, I want to know that I've got maybe not the best or most powerful console on the market, but for what I want, which is a PlayStation with all the PlayStation games, I have the best option that I could have in my grips.
That is correct.
Sean,
Yes.
what'd you think about that Final Fantasy VII Remake demo? I've got thoughts, but this is your segment.
I have thoughts.
Okay.
So overall, I enjoyed it. I would say pretty much any fears, reservations I had about like the combat and stuff have been assuaged, if you will. It was one of those things. I had the biggest smile from the moment I got to the title screen. I'm like,
how is this
holy
happening?
crap! This is actually like this is what I've wanted for like ever since they showed like the what do you call it, like the
teaser, yeah.
But not even. I'm going way back, like
tech demo, whatever.
tech demo, yeah, back on like PS3,
Yeah.
I think. I just can't believe it's finally happening. Did you play on classic or easy?
I didn't do classic.
So you did easy.
Yeah.
I know you did. I played on normal because I said, well,
No, I did normal. You jackass! I did normal.
Did you?
Yes.
So that was the hardest one available. That's what you did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I struggled.
I did too.
I didn't end up beating it.
Oh, well then maybe I played on easy.
Because I beat the Scorpion guy, and I figured
Okay.
that was going to be the end of it. But it's
Yeah.
like, after that, I had to use the one Phoenix down I had.
I don't even know
All
what that
the-
does.
It
Well,
brings
I must
your
have played
partner
on
back
easy.
to life.
Okay, I played on easy.
But I struggled with... I coasted through it till the Scorpion thing.
Yeah.
And
That
he's like,
boss
oh, you
fight
gotta
is
use
so-
lightning. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, that
I
sounds
didn't even
about
have.
right.
I don't think I even had lightning. I was
Barrett
hitting him
has
with
it.
fire. Oh, son of a
Cloud has
biscuit.
fire. But even when I used the lightning from Barrett, it's like it didn't
To
do it.
try
I
to,
would
like,
expect it to be like,
stagger
and then you run up and attack, but it was just like zap, 100 damage, and nothing happened. I'm like, what? This doesn't do anything. I don't know that I was blocking and dodging enough because that thing was just wrecking me, and I was basically
I
just
wasn't
up next to
either.
just.
Yeah. As soon as my ATB filled up, I was like,
There would be many times. Now, it's not perfect, and I do have some complaints. There were many times where, like, I would go to use, like, Braver or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, ooh, I've got him. X. And you go over and Braver. And then and you get ready to do it, and then the thing would, like, jump away, and it'd be over on the wall, and he would just go, like, and I'm like, wasted it.
See, for me, it wasn't that. It was more I was too far away, and I just
I
figured
had
he
that
would
happen.
go
Yeah.
all the way to the enemy that I selected. He, no matter if I was like a mile away, he was going to get there. But he goes,
The battle system will take some getting used to. I like that you can just attack all you want.
okay,
But you can only use your abilities or magic or items, whatever, when you fill up your
Your
ATB gauge.
Okay. Yeah,
That
that's
just
okay.
took a little getting used to. 'Cause I'm like,
So-
oh, I gotta heal. I'm like, I can't.
Okay,
so what am I
that
supposed
is
to do?
right. Okay, so you can't heal yourself or your partner
Until you
one of
get
those
a bar,
2 meters fills
yeah.
up. Okay,
And so it's like, well, the only way I can get it to fill up is if I go up and attack this guy. But if I go up and attack this guy, I'm gonna get killed trying to build my thing up so that I can cure, so that I don't die.
I didn't do a lot of blocking. I did get pretty. I was just hitting circle all the time. I was just whoop, 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 whoop.
So I got
But against the Scorpion, I did the same thing. I had him next to him. Was just like, where's my gauge? Okay.
So I died 2 or 3 times, and I eventually beat it. But then it's like, once I beat it, I had used my Phoenix down, which I only had one of. all 10, 11 potions, whatever that I had.
I had like 18 potions. So
I
yeah, I
cured all that I could with Barrett, and then
Yeah.
I think I ran out of MP and started using my ethers to build it back up so I could cure more or whatever.
Okay, so that
And
that was
then on
another
my
question
way
I had.
out, I got to that part where there's like where Barrett has to
Where
like
it
shoot the
fall-
little
Okay, yeah.
the turret things. And I'm just I die there.
Okay, I'm gonna
And
play
now
this
I'm
game
like
on
I'm
easy for sure.
out of potions. So it's like die, restart right before the battle. Sure, but I still have no potions. I still
Okay.
have no nothing, and I don't have enough health to get through this part. And I'm just like, well, I've seen enough of it, but I don't think that's anything wrong with the game per se, because I haven't seen really anybody else having these issues. Now, I haven't gone out of my way to look into it much, but everybody's just like, oh my God, it's fantastic. I love it, whatever. And great. I really, really like it, and I just can't believe it's happening. But I struggled on normal. This may be one of those times I'm just like, I'm going to play it on easy. Like, whatever.
This is a game I definitely want to play on easy because I haven't. I know I know Aerith and all that. Like, but I want to experience this story without having to worry so much about playing a friggin' RPG that I'm not probably very good at, even in this style. Like,
Yeah.
I got confused sometimes. I got halfway through the demo and I was like, I don't even remember where the hell's my limit break? Like, how do I, and you don't get it until you're about to beat the Scorpion is what it seems like. But I was like, I can switch to Barrett. By the way, I love the voice acting in this. It was
They're
super cheesy at
over
times,
the top, yeah.
but like, it reminds me of Metal Gear and Resident Evil way back in the 90s, and that appeals to me a lot. And Barrett scares the hell out of me.
Barrett's awesome.
Be like, yes, sir, just take all my money. I will do whatever you want. I don't even care. Like, he's awesome. And Jesse apparently has a crush on Cloud in the game.
Yeah.
Okay. What the hell? Oh, it's gone. What was I saying?
Yeah, Jesse,
No.
Biggs,
No.
play it on easy, experience the story without having to worry about dying.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dialogue, cheesy, Resident Evil,
Now you're confusing me.
Metal Gear Solid.
But what I will say is, oh, that's what it was. The switching, it was Barrett that triggered it. It's the whole. I would still much rather have this. Did you try Classic at all? Like, is that actual?
It sounds like
turn-based?
when I went to Classic, it sounds like your characters just attack on their own.
Okay.
You're on like auto attack, and all you do is
I don't like that.
tell it to use like abilities and stuff. But when an enemy shows up, he just runs up and just hacks them to death, and then you can intervene to do abilities and whatnot. But
The one thing I didn't like is even, I think it's going to take, especially, do you get 4 people in your party or is it only ever 3? I guess it could change in this game, but
it was 3.
even just switching between Cloud and Barrett, at times I was like, I feel like if I'm switching,
I don't like the fact that just moving the right stick switches your target. When
That
you
was my
lock
next
on, I'm
thing.
like, I'm trying to move the camera. I'm not trying to switch targets.
Yeah,
Like, no,
you
go
can't-
back to that and like, so you can't be locked on and move the camera.
Yeah.
That I don't. There's got to be
so
a better
that
way.
tells me that
The
either-
camera also, there were many times where like I'd be locked onto somebody and all of a sudden the camera is like, ooh, behind this thing in the foreground. I'm like, I can't see.
Well,
and I need to like move, and then eventually it
the
goes
camera
around.
was probably my biggest complaint, like other than switching characters just because I don't know what I'm doing, but it's the camera reminds me of what I did not like F this game, Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, it just seems like the camera was never right. Like, you're fighting all these people in this 3D space and it doesn't follow you. It just stays here. So if you're turning and doing this and you're facing now the camera and fighting these, you can't see anybody. You have to manually turn it around. Also, like you said, I'm never going to use the camera. I'm never going to use the right stick to target anybody ever in this game ever.
Right.
Unless even when I switch to Barrett and when you first get to control him and you got those camera turret things, whatever up there, and you just hold down square, blah, 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 and it overheats and you wait a second, blah, 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 you might dodge, whatever. But then it's like he blows this one up. And then all of a sudden he's looking at, there's like, this one's dead, there's one here and there's one over there. And he's looking at that one over there and going, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like trying to turn, like, no, shoot this freaking bear. What are you?
It seems like the AI is pretty awful.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of what, there was some issue I had again in the Scorpion fight.
That fight takes so long.
It took a very long time. And
Yeah.
that boss is not hard in the original.
But again, they want to pad this out, and I
Right.
get it, and I appreciate that. And Yeah, I'm going to play this game on easy, but continue.
There's something I can't remember if it was when I was Cloud and I wanted Barrett to do something, or I was Barrett and I wanted Cloud to do something, but it makes me long for like Final Fantasy 12 with like the Gambit system, where you could be like, hey, person I'm not controlling, if your partner's health gets below 20%,
freaking save him.
Here, like whatever, like do something. And it seems like they're just on autopilot and just doing whatever.
Attacking.
Yeah.
So that was the other question I had. So even if you have 18 potions, if your MP goes down because you're casting spells or doing whatever, I don't like that. And maybe it's different when you actually get into the game, but I think based on what you said earlier and what I experienced, if your ATB gauge doesn't fill up one of the 2 gauges, and maybe you get more gauges as you go on, you can fill up 6 at one time, and that'll make things easier. But like, if that's not filled up, you can't cure yourself or
you can't do anything but attack.
And you can't do any
of
spells,
the X
anything.
Things. Yeah.
I don't know that I like that, Raymond.
But I think that's how they keep you in check. It's like a kind of a happy medium between, I'm guessing ATB is active time battle.
So explain that though. So like in the other, like,
in the other one, it's purely just menu, like you just wait for your bar to fill up.
And then
when it does, now you can be like, all right, what am I going to... I mean, you get one attack. You get one thing.
No, I know, but you can keep doing it over and over again if you want.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this, it's just, you can attack all you want.
Okay.
But it almost just seems like attacks are there not even really to do much damage. They're only there just to fill up that gauge. Yeah, and you do all your real damage with your abilities and spells and whatnot. So it's a different way to think about it, I think. I'm sure I'm going to love it. I can't wait. And it's not the problems I was thinking I was going to have, I don't have, but I do have other problems. But I think it's not an inherent flaw of the game. I think I need to just learn. I need to adapt to it.
Yeah, and it's also just a demo, and we're playing.
But I mean, it's coming out in like a month. Like, it's not like they're going to make any.
No, but what I'm saying is, so we're just dropped down after Cloud gets off the train.
Right. When you play the actual game, it'll be a lot more
exactly
of a tutorial kind of thing.
You'll warm up to it and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing, just in general, that I'm kind of concerned about, this, where you're at in the game right now, in Midgar, it's very just do this, get through it. But once you're out of Midgar, it's a lot, it's not like super open world. You have options on where you can go. And I think you're going to kind of lose some of that because you might get some new ability or get enough health and you're like, ooh, now I can go back to this place and beat that one enemy. And I feel like you're going to lose some of the open world aspect in this game because it's not all in one game. Like, whether you're playing, I don't know if they're going to call it Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, or Episode 1, 2, 3, whatever, you're not going to be able to... Now, in the actual game, I don't think you can go back to or maybe you can go back to Midgar, but I don't know if there's any point. But it just seems like you're going to be limited on where you can go in any certain game because the game only covers so much of the story to where you're not going to be able to go back to things from like a previous... You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see if that... I'm sure they'll figure out a way to just get around it. But I don't know. I appreciate what they're doing with this game. It's going to be huge. But in a perfect world, I just wish it was all on one game.
Well, but I still also wonder, like, so they're adding the side quests and stuff like that to beef out Midgar. Maybe Sephiroth shows up in Midgar. I don't know. I like the demo much more than I didn't like it. Like the small problems I have, I think the more you play it outside of like a 45-minute demo, I will get used to the camera, I'll get used to the targeting, I'll get used to switching and because you can build up each character's, and maybe that's what helps you out. So you can build up each character's ATB, so you can have, correct me if I'm wrong, if Cloud doesn't have any ATBs filled up and he's getting low on HP, you can hit right, go over to Barrett, and Barrett's got 2 ATBs, so he can go, oh, potion to you and a potion over here to Jesse or whatever. Like, it's not just Cloud that can do it. Everybody in the party can do it.
Has their own, yeah.
So do you share inventory? That was another question I had. Do you share, like, if I'm running
in
around
the original
Cloud,
game, you do.
Okay.
So
I assume you do in this too.
So each person has their own. So they have materia, which you can kind of see. Like, you see the little glowing stone. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know what it is.
It's your spells. It's any number of things.
Okay.
So it's as you get different weapons, you can equip different. You can equip. Maybe it's got 2 slots. Maybe it's got 8 slots. The way they did it in the original, they would either just be a circle, like you can put a thing here, or it would be 2 circles with like a line between them, meaning they're linked.
Okay.
So you may have like a fire materia, which you can put in your weapon. And then, again, I don't know how it's going to work in this one, but you can find like an all materia. And all does is it has to be linked to something else, and it makes it so now when I use fire, it doesn't just hit one enemy, it hits all of them.
Okay.
Now, if you put fire and like blizzard, ice, whatever they call it, in the other one, well, those don't interact at all. It's just whatever. And they have different colors. Like red was your summons.
What we saw was green, right?
Yeah, and I think green was spells, so I think that's right. Blue, I think, is like support. Yellow is the ones you can like link, like all or whatever. Or maybe that was blue. Yellow is like support, where you can get like double EXP and stuff like that. So everybody will have their own materia based on. I mean, you share your pool of materia, but you have to equip it to certain people. So just because I have a fire materia, unless I've got 3 of them, I need to figure out who I want to put that on, and the other 2 aren't going to be able to use it. Now, you might be able to find 3 fire materia and be like, well, I want everybody to be able to do that. But I think you all share the same inventory.
So, EXP. So, if I'm leveling up in this game...
Oh, that was one thing I will say.
Okay.
I mean, in the demo, I liked it because it's just such a short thing. When I finally beat that stupid scorpion, Cloud died. And I had already used my Phoenix down, so I couldn't bring him alive again. So I just had Barret in the end. But I did notice I killed it with Barret. And when I did, Cloud leveled up. Okay. So in some games,
that was my question.
It's hit or miss. Where like if your person dies in this battle, they don't get the EXP for it, but it looks like you do.
Okay, but everybody doesn't get the same XP. So like if I'm running around hacking these little mouser things as Cloud, Barrett's not leveling up. He's just leveling up based on whatever the AI is doing over here, killing other things.
I think every enemy that dies, you'll both get EXP. Because that's what I'm saying. Cloud was dead, and Barret killed him. So A, Cloud didn't kill him, and B, Cloud was dead, and he still got the experience because it said he leveled up. So I think everything that dies, everybody gets the experience. Now, you may find a materia that gets you like double or quadruple experience.
So that's how they can go. Okay. Yeah. Overall, I really liked it. Other than Last of Us, this is my most anticipated game this year.
I just hope they keep more than they get rid of from the original. I don't want them to stray too far from it. I hope the materia system is the same. I mean, that's kind of the big thing. Obviously, the combat, the actual gameplay is different. It has to be different for the style, but I hope like the materia stuff is the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, I liked it. I loved it.
We're both very excited.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yes.
I heard you beat a game this week.
I did. I couldn't remember if I had beaten it last week or not.
You had not.
I beat BioShock 2.
2?
There wasn't a whole lot left.
You thought you were pretty close because you had done,
and I was.
I think I beat it for all the
yeah.
sisters and stuff. Yeah.
I think I beat it in like another hour and a half or so.
Okay.
What's weird? Are you gonna play it? I mean, even if you do, it's not really a spoiler. There wasn't really like a final boss. I mean, there was, but there wasn't. But it wasn't even at the end of the game. But like the end of the game, it's like, oh, there's like an enemy onslaught. Just survive it, and oh, now you can go do this, and then it ends a game, kind of thing. So there's no like final boss fight. It was very similar to 1. Like the gameplay throughout. The weapons are more or less the same. I mean, they didn't really. Nothing that they changed felt like a downgrade. Everything they changed was changed for the better. The story was good, but not great. I mean, I don't know. I won't say anything. The story was fine.
My one question, and you can say this as vaguely as you want, because you know that I know what the actual. Again, we're talking about an 11-year-old game. Why are you what you are?
I hate so much about
all
the things you
that
choose to be.
But you know what I mean?
Say
Like,
that again. What was the question?
why is your character what he is? I'm not saying you're not Jack again. I know that. But, like, why are you
It's just
that?
it's part of the story.
Okay.
It was good. I guess I got the good ending. I looked it up afterwards, and it's all based on what you do with the little sisters, and I saved them all. It was fine. I mean, there's the DLC in the game, which I looked up, and it sounds like it's about 4.5 hours long. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna try Infinite, and then maybe go back and do it. It was good. The gameplay was just as good, if not better, probably better than 1.
It's better.
Story wasn't quite as good, but still good. It's entertaining, whatever. It's kind of take
More
it however you
BioShock?
want. It's just more of the same. It's if you liked 1, you'll like 2. Now, if you're looking for something similar but different, it may not be different enough for you. It's like you're just playing more BioShock.
Yeah.
And so if you liked it, I'm sure you will like this. I'm still not far enough into Infinite to know to draw any conclusions about that.
Did you play any more since we talked? Okay.
No. Other than, like, I know the controls are different, so it looks like you can change them, but it's like, do you want this setup? Or I think there's like 3 different setups.
You can't actually,
and
just
none
map
of them
it.
matched what 1 and 2 were.
That's weird. You would think those would
and
be
you
the
can't.
other two
Yeah, you can't
choices.
do individual button mapping. So, like, square is picking stuff up instead of X, or like interacting with stuff and whatever. X now jumps. Triangle, I don't even have a weapon yet, but I remember seeing it on the button layout. Triangle is melee.
I would never, ever in my life think to push triangle to melee somebody.
So it's going to be interesting when I actually get into the action of the game and have to learn these new controls, when it's still very much BioShock, but all of a sudden everything does something different. But it looks beautiful. I like the new setting. It's nice to not be underwater, and I don't know. I think I'll like it. It seems like it's more of a true sequel. Like BioShock 2 almost just seems like BioShock 1.5 or like DLC or something. Whereas this seems like a true sequel.
The little bit that I remember playing a BioShock Infinite, again, it was a free PS Plus game forever ago, and I played it for a half hour, an hour. I got into the action of it, but I didn't get much further. I don't remember liking the controls, which leads into what you're saying, but also, like, what I remember loving more than anything was just the setting, just being up in the clouds.
Beautiful.
In Colombia is just like, wow, this is one of those late era PS3 360 games that push those systems to the absolute max. I don't know that I'm going to go play BioShock 2. It's probably for me more just because it's not Ken Levine, and Ken Levine did do Infinite, that I think I'll skip that, read everything that happened, and just go on to Infinite. If I'm going to play another BioShock, it'll probably be Infinite. But I did beat BioShock. The Would You Kindly twist, all that, so well done. Even knowing what's happening or what's going to happen, it still was just like, when you get into that office, again, 13 years later, I almost said hours, 13 years later, when you get into that office and you see it scribbled all across with like all these pictures and stuff, would you kindly, and the music is just like, it's almost like nails on a chalkboard or something. It's just like,
this is very off-putting.
What is happening? Now, I just wonder if I didn't know the twist, when I saw that, would I have been like, would
Wait
you
a minute.
kindly?
Yeah, that guy has been
this
saying
mother
that a lot.
lover's been saying, would you kindly a lot. Like, I just, talk about, we did it like 3 years ago, but Amnesia games, I wish I could wipe out my memory of BioShock and play it fresh and just to figure out what I would think playing through it. The Andrew Ryan moment was horrifying in an amazing way. Like, I know I'm dead, but screw you, slave. Would you kindly kill me? Whatever. I don't remember exactly what he says, but it's like, yeah, a slave. What does he say?
A man chooses, a slave obeys.
Yes. And he just keeps saying it until you just bludgeon him to death with a friggin' golf club. And then you go after Atlas, who you find out is Fontaine. I don't care if you have. I mean, I really don't care. I'm spoiling it. I don't care. Then you get attacked. You go through the little crawl space, and I was like, "Oh crap, I died." When you're like following the little sisters or something, and then the game like you die, and then it goes to a cutscene, and I was like, "I died." Oh, I didn't die.
Yeah.
I don't suck. I mean, I do, but like that was supposed to happen, and you wake up whenever. Then you get to the end. I didn't like the final boss fight with Fontaine. Just
he's super shredder.
Yeah, like, and it wasn't that hard a fight.
No,
but it was like this game didn't feel like it needed a final boss fight. So I kind of like what you said about BioShock 2, that it didn't really have like just a big bad boss at the end. Like it's one of
those games where even though you're fighting sometimes just normal human beings throughout the game, it's weird to just have a final boss fight that's just another person. So It's like if you're gonna have this confrontation with Fontaine, it's like you can't just have it be if it's just a person, just shoot dead. Okay.
Or just like,
so it's like they had to do something. Or have like, him
or rescue or harvest or something like that. I think that would have made more sense. But the boss fight wasn't that. At first, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and then he kept running over there, and I ran up to him, and I was like, oh, I push X to drain his atom or whatever. The thing I did like though is when you finally, I think it's when you finally kill him, all the little sisters are like, and I was like, this is creepy as hell, but yeah, kill him, suck on his atom. And I did get the good ending. I did harvest one little sister, which I was very sad about. It's just because I hadn't played it for a couple days. I started again. I beat a Big Daddy, and then I just hit square by accident. I was like, no! Oh my God, Slug! What is happening?
See, I never did it, so I don't even know what it looks like.
They just like kind of disappear. It goes like, no. Boom. And then there's this giant sea slug, which if you look into the lore of the game,
that's how they were created. They're like implanted with like the slug.
You can get more atom out of the slugs if you implant them. It is so messed up. And now I kind of want to go read Atlas. Oh God, what's it called? Atlas Rising, Atlas Falls. I don't know what it's called, but the Ayn Rand thing, whatever, because it's a thing on that. But yeah, so these slugs, you could either get atom from them, or you could implant them into people, and once they like make themselves part of the person, you can get more atom out of them that way. And what the game did was tell you at some point early on, like probably the first time Fontaine shows up or whatever, or not Fontaine, what's her name? Tannenbaum. That if you somehow the game tells you can
you'll get more if you harvest them.
Right. Or you can rescue them.
You should do the right thing.
Yes. And you get way more if you keep rescuing them because you get the gifts and you get whatever. Yeah. And the game was amazing. It lived up to all the hype that I had in my head. I absolutely loved it. This is what I want from a first-person, quote-unquote, shooter, is this.
And see, this is how I kind of remember 13 being. Where it's like
this makes me want to play it.
It's like an open world kind of thing, but you have these little, they're not really missions, they're just like, well, here's where you go next kind of thing. Like, oh, go to the such and such and find something, whatever. And that's kind of how 13 was. And yeah, I think if you like this, I think you'll love 13.
Yeah.
If they do it right. I think you would have loved the original, and I think the new one would be even better.
PS2?
Yeah.
Okay. You play anything else this week, Sean?
2, Infinite, the demo. Yeah, I think that was it.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to get news of the week? All right. We had some shakeups at Sony. I don't know why I'm yelling. And Google Stadia. This comes from IGN. Earlier today, which was a few days ago, Google announced a brand new video game studio in Playa Vista. It's got to be Playa, right? Playa.
No, it's Playa. It's a tag team match. Playa.
Holla, 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 holla. Created to develop games exclusively for Stadia. To head up the new studio, Google tapped former God of War executive producer Shannon Studstill to lead the new endeavor. As for Sony Monica Studio, PlayStation announced the new studio head to replace her. In a statement to IGN, Santa Monica Studio has officially announced Yumi Yang, a 19-year veteran at PlayStation, quote, with an extensive background in product development and heavy involvement across many of Santa Monica Studio's biggest games, end quote, as the next head for its location. Her project management prowess and meticulous oversight of 2018's God of War helped the title fully realize its groundbreaking potential, a spokesperson said in the statement. I'm going to start having you read the quotes because I cannot read. After nearly 2 decades and countless substantial contributions to Santa Monica Studios' rich legacy, Yumi has the unquestioned respect and trust of her peers. With her vast experience and deep understanding of the studio's distinct creative DNA, she's perfectly positioned to lead Santa Monica Studio to a bold and exciting future, end quote. I didn't say beginning of quote, but that was all quote. Blah, 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 blah. So... the last Sony Santa Monica is obviously most known for God of War, not just the last one, but all of them. When I first saw this, I was like, when I read that Shannon Studstill was going to Stadia, I was like, oh, that's weird. I wonder how long she's been gone from Santa Monica. And then I was like, oh my God, she hasn't been gone from Santa Monica. And then I was like, oh my God, are they going to take Corey with her? Like, what is about to happen? Like, I'm as a God of War fan through all 120 games that they've made, I was scared to death. But the fact that they're bringing in Yumi Yang, and I hope I'm saying that name right. Yumi Yang, 19 years of PlayStation with Sony Santa Monica. She was instrumental in the development of God of War 2018. Makes me think this is going to be okay. What I'm more interested about is what does this really mean for Stadia? Because I still am not convinced that by the end of this year, this is still a thing.
I don't even hear about it anymore.
That's what
Does anybody use it? Like,
no.
I kind of forgot it was even a thing already.
They went, I don't remember how many, 3 or 4 months or something without releasing literally any games.
Yeah.
Any games. And they hired somebody else, and now I'm blanking on it. They hired somebody else that's a big name in the industry to lead one of their other studios.
Hideo Kojima.
No, don't even mess with me. We didn't get an announcement.
What?
Remember Silent Hill, Pyramid Head?
Wasn't it just the... Didn't all just
was
amount
it just
to
a PC
the
release?
PC release?
Is that all it was? Well, that's
I think.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
What does it have to do with the Pyramid Head? Now I sound like Python Selkin. Anyways, I don't know what Stadia's doing. I don't know why they're spending this money.
I never know what they're doing back there.
It's so like they're going to abandon this thing. So it's like, like, am I off base here, or is it so weird? And I wish I could remember who there was another huge. Was it Amy Hennig, or am I dreaming that?
I don't think so, but maybe.
Let me see if
that would be news to me if it was.
What do you think about Shannon leaving Sony Santa Monica, as well as what it means for PlayStation and what it could mean for Stadia?
I just think they'll be back with PlayStation within a year or two.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see Stadia being around long term. Just, I don't know.
Keep talking.
That's all I got. I'm waiting for you to find out.
Oh no, she went to Skydance Media.
Yeah,
okay, so it's not Stadia, but Stadia did hire somebody. I don't know. I don't think this means God of War 2 is going to suck. I'm pretty sure Corey's directing it. I'm pretty sure he's writing it. And he's
what if God of War 2 is a Stadia exclusive? Then would you get Stadia?
No, there's literally no chance of that.
No, I know.
But I would get a Stadia for a month, and then I'd cancel it. I'd use my PS4 through a Chromecast or something for a month, and then be done with it.
It's bright.
No, I can't see.
It's brighter.
It's brighter. All right, next up. Half-Life may not be done, Sean. This I'm very excited about. This comes from IGN. The developers of Half-Life Alyx want to make more games in the Half-Life series, and they want to make them, quote, a lot sooner than last time, end quote. It only took 15 to 16 years. Well, no, 13 years, because Half-Life 2 Episode 2 is 2007. Whatever. It's not quite Half-Life 3 confirmed, but it's probably as close as we've come in the last decade and a half. Speaking to IGN's Ryan McCaffrey, who is awesome, in an upcoming episode of IGN Unfiltered, Half-Life Alyx developers Chris Remo... Is that a name from Firewatch?
I don't know. Not that I know of.
Maybe I'm just thinking of the guy that did the soundtrack. Do you remember what that was? Wasn't it Chris something?
I don't remember.
But I mean, they bought... Maybe it's just because they bought Campo Santo. I don't know. Now that Half-Life Alyx is complete, they were done with Half-Life for the time being or energized to make more games set in the universe. Quote, I think much more the latter than the former for sure, explained Remo. It's really clear that people at the studio really, really like working in this universe and have really enjoyed making this game. And like, wouldn't you, it makes a lot of sense. As someone who's only been at Valve for a couple of years, he's from Firewatch for sure. Look it up. Chris Remo, Firewatch. A couple of years, it's sort of amazing to come into contact with all this stuff that I recognize so deeply, but see what it means in a modern context. That's incredibly exciting and paints all kinds of pictures. They're all hazy pictures. I don't know what any of them are, but it feels like people are very excited about the Half-Life universe for sure.
Yeah, he's Campo Santo.
Awesome. I was correct. Basically, the nuts and the bolts of Crash Bandicoot are... What was nuts and... What was that? Like a Sly Cooper game? Wasn't there nuts and bolts?
I think you're thinking of...
Conquer?
No. Wait, what did you say?
Nuts and bolts.
No, but what did you say it was?
Ratchet. Sly.
That's what I'm thinking of. I would have think it was Ratchet.
Okay.
But I don't think it was.
Either
I don't
way...
think it's anything.
What do you think? Are we going to... Is this Half-Life 3 confirmed? Also, they did also say if you're going to play Alyx and you don't remember how Half-Life 2 Episode 2 ended, you should freshen up on that. So I wonder if it's going to take place right after those events or what, but continue.
I am somewhat hopeful we will get a Half-Life 3 now. I'm not going to play this game, but
we can't.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So I just hope if they make a Half-Life 3 that it still feels like Half-Life and doesn't feel like Destiny or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just hope they haven't said, well, video games have changed, so now this is how Half-Life needs to be. If it's still Half-Life, I will love it. But until A, we even know that Half-Life 3 is even happening, and B, kind of see what it's like and see that it is still Half-Life, I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, but...
Yeah, the one thing I will say to that is it seems like because they put out three gameplay trailers for Half-Life Alyx, and it does seem like, aside from the VR aspect, that it does seem like it's Half-Life, which that gives me hope. There's no way... I think we will eventually get a Half-Life 3. Do I know when? No. Will it be stranded on PC? Probably, because they hate us for a couple of years or something, but... I cannot believe that Half-Life Alyx is going to be restricted to people who, A, have a PC, B, have a PC and have a VR headset, and then just throw out the PSVR. I know it's not the most technically impressive thing, whatever. There's probably going to be a PSVR 2. I cannot believe that they would leave out those 4 or 5 million people who actually have these headsets that they can make money off of. I cannot believe that they will just say, nah, never mind. You can't play Half-Life Alyx. Like, this is something... It won't make me run out and get a PSVR, but if they say it's coming to the PSVR, I would say, okay, are you playing it? Or are you
I would definitely. I mean, if it comes to PSVR, I'll definitely
and then I'm going to say,
it.
okay, hurry up, and then give me your headset and don't tell me a damn thing. Like, I hope also if Half-Life 3 is a thing, they don't go down the VR route. As cool as this might be, this is probably the biggest...
Leave VR to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is still probably the biggest AAA VR release we've ever had. But again, if Half-Life 3 is a thing, I want Half-Life 3 on my PS5 or the Series X or PC. I don't want it to be restricted to people that have a freaking hat to put on their head with goggles.
Right. I agree. I concur.
I am excited that it's not done, but I'm still a little nervous.
So E3 2021, that'll be one of your predictions.
It's not even going to be a thing after this year. This is going to be the last year of E3, and it's not even going to. What did you just throw me? Last up, Project Maverick.
Nailed it.
Because I started thinking about what's his name, Drake. What's the guy?
Drake?
Maverick Drake. Is that his name on
I don't know what you're
WWE?
Drake Maverick.
Oh, there you go. That's why I got confused. A new Star Wars video game, one that hasn't been officially announced by publisher Electronic Arts, may have just been revealed thanks to a data mined PlayStation Store listing. According to the Twitter account PSN Releases, which is run by a bot that monitors Sony's PlayStation network for PlayStation 4 game releases and updates, a title called Star Wars Project Maverick is in development. The title was simply uploaded as Maverick, according to the Twitter account, but was paired with artwork that reveals a potential new Star Wars game. The artwork features a lone Imperial Star Destroyer and a small fleet of X-Wing starfighters, implying that the project would likely take place around the original Star Wars trilogy era. The setting for that aerial battle appears to be Mustafar, the volcanic planet sanctuary to Darth Vader. Mustafar first appeared in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, an underrated movie. Thank you very much. Hot take. Oh, yeah. With Mustafar, it'd be perfect.
It's over.
I have the high ground. Hot take, Episode 3 is better than Episode 9.
And 8.
Well, that's a given. That's not even a hot take. Episode 8 is garbage. Freaking
Let's not.
bull stuff movie. Do you disagree?
I don't.
Okay. I'm gonna get Episode 9. Whatever. I'm gonna get Episode 9, and I am looking forward to watching it again. Now
that you know,
with
he was
my
a clone.
expectations. Everybody's, you get to be a clone, and you get to be a clone, and you get to be. So she's not even. So she's not a Palpatine then?
She's a. I don't know.
Again, I don't. I feel so bad for JJ. Like, the movie is not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's probably better than Episode 3. All right, I'll come down off my soapbox. It's just so frustrating because I really wanted it to be the best Star Wars movie ever, especially coming off Episode 8. But it's also frustrating because JJ had to work with what he was dealt, which was, well, we've answered all your questions in the way you didn't want to answer them, and there's nothing left to do.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Which is better? Prequel trilogy or sequel trilogy?
Sequel.
Yeah.
Even because out of all 6 movies,
Because of how good 7 is.
Force Awakens it's my third or fourth. Well, hold on. Empire, Rogue. It's either number 3 or number 4 for me. It's either A New Hope and then Force Awakens, or Force Awakens, which is funny because they're the same movie. But that movie is so, as much as I do, and we both like Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, more than a lot of people do, which I don't understand how anybody could think The Phantom Menace is better than that movie, but whatever. As much as I love Force Awakens, so it's like Force Awakens, Revenge of the Sith, Last Jedi.
Now what?
Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones.
The sand.
And then, no, because, if I just do that horrible youtube.com/2playercoop, if it's like 7, 8, 9 is a little bit better. It's way better than the prequel trilogy. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you agree? You like 9 better than I
think
do.
so. Yeah. But I think I also like 3. I mean, I know you like 3, but I think I probably like 3. I feel like I probably like 3 more than
anybody.
99% of the people.
It's good. Hayden Christensen gets a bad rap. I love the high ground thing. I love that whole
writing,
fight.
though. It's not his acting.
No, I agree.
The lines he has to deliver.
I'm on your side. Yes.
Yeah.
So Project Maverick.
Yeah. Drake Maverick.
I don't know. It was a slow news week, so I figured I'd put this in. I don't know if it means anything. Obviously, it's something, but it's not. It's so weird because when you look at the listing, like it shows Mustafar and whatever, in this Star Wars Project Maverick. I'm like, it's not going to be called Project Maverick. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I don't know what this actually will be. I want more single player Star Wars games. Jedi Fallen Order, I really liked it. I should have loved it. And if it had 3 or 4 more months in the oven, I probably would have loved it, but it didn't.
Yeah.
But I want more single player focused Star Wars games, so that's what I hope it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, who knows what this could be a...
It could be a VR.
TIE fighter.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yep. It could just be a VR TIE fighter game.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the wrap up.
We need a...
Ow. That didn't hurt. Ghost of Tsushima finally has a release date. I said it right, and it is out June 26th. Are you interested in this game yet? This seems
Not
like
yet.
the most divisive. Death Stranding was way more divisive, but stick with me. Most divisive first party Sony game on the PS4 that has ever existed. Because I feel like there are some people that, like, I know Adam and Nick are over the moon for it.
But,
and a lot of people
I'll stop you right there, because a lot of people love Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think this game is awful.
Yeah.
This, and maybe just because it's not out yet, people are like super hyped or just don't care. Like, you can't go below I don't care because it's not out yet. Like, there's no way to actively hate this game or just want, you know. So I would say Death Stranding is still most divisive.
But it's not a first party game is what I'm saying.
Oh,
so
I
it's
see what you're
still
saying.
That's a second party game. I'm saying like a Uncharted
you.
Horizon, whatever.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
but yeah, you are either over the moon for this game or, like you said, you could not care less. And right now I really couldn't care less. And some people, like, even on...
I'm somewhere in the middle. Like, I'm intrigued, but not enough to...
But even when they put out
know.
that last trailer, it's like, you're still not showing me what the game... It's freaking breathtaking. It might be the prettiest game I have ever seen.
Yeah.
But I still don't actually know what the game is. Like, it was a story trailer, and I get that. But, like, this game's coming out in 3.5 months.
Right.
And I still don't know what the moment-to-moment gameplay is. So it's also weird putting it out in June, like a month after The Last of Us. The other thing I wonder now that... So Last of Us late May, this is late June. When the hell are we going to get some details on the PS5? Because they're not going to want to cover up either of those games. So it could be July or August. At that point, I think we're not getting the PS5 till Q1.
No, it'll be this year.
Well, then they better get on the horse, like the Ghost of Tsushima did. Nailed it. Next up, Death Stranding, speaking of, is hitting PC officially on June 2nd. So I guess the awesome... You saw that, right? When he did the Coming 2020, he did like the Death Stranding version of the 1917 trailer. Did you see him put this out?
I haven't seen it, no.
It's so cool. Like, he 1917, they're running away from the plane.
Yeah.
They did that with Sam running away from a plane crashing. And it's been so long since I played it, I can't remember if that's in the game. That's what made me think maybe this is DLC. So he runs away from it like in the movie, and then they're going through the corridors. Sam's like this, and he's going through like the what's it called? The like in the front lines, what's it called? Like the tunnels, whatever it's called.
Oh, the
yes.
Trenches.
The trenches. Thank you. Not tunnels. Wrong T. He's going through there and everything. He's like going slowly around, and it's so... Oh, I'll find it and I'll send it to you because it's so freaking cool. But then it ends with him running away again, and this is Coming 2020. It's in the same plot as 1917. So a lot of people, when it first came out like a month ago, people were saying, "Oh my gosh, there's going to be Death Stranding DLC this year," and I was like, and I tweeted, I was like, there might be. However, it also might just be Kojima loves movies. He loves 1917. This can fit, so I'll just make a cool trailer.
Right.
But it turns out it was probably saying that this is coming in 2020, whatever. The PC release is also getting photo mode, high frame rate, ultra-wide monitor support, and some Half-Life content. Did you see this? Norman Reedus with a freaking face hugger on his face, and he's taking his picture in the mirror in his bedroom, like with a freaking. I don't know. Nobody knows what the Half-Life content is, but there's going to be something there. There's rumors that photo mode may be coming to the PS4 as well, but we don't know for sure. Came out this last week that Nemesis can go into safe rooms in Resident Evil 3. Nope! Whoever is the idiot at Xbox Magazine is an idiot. Because he was not in a safe room when Nemesis kicked his ass.
Why aren't they calling it Nemesis?
It should be
not his name.
Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. So this guy set the internet on fire. We can burn brighter. Saying that Nemesis can now break into safe rooms. However, this guy, what I'm assuming happened was something like Resident Evil 2 when you're in the when you first walk into the police station, there's a typewriter there where you can save, but it's not a safe room. There's zombies everywhere, but you can save.
Right.
Capcom came out, or he did, or somebody came out and said, no, never mind, we're stupid. I was not in a safe room, because you'll know you're in a safe room because that music will play from RE4 and everything else. Like, you'll hear that music, so you know you're safe. There are still safe rooms, but Nemesis is going to be terrifying.
Yeah.
The TurboGrafx 16 Mini has been delayed because of Corona Extra, and it's been delayed indefinitely. Symphony of the Night, I can never say that word. Symphony of the Night was stealth released on iOS and Android this past week for $3. Oh my god, I just remembered I downloaded that on PS4 when it was on sale. I've got it. Because I did the Requiem thing. It was on sale for $10. That and not Dracula. Rondo, yeah.
Yeah. Ray John. What does the word rondo even mean? Like, what is rondo?
We looked this up on a podcast. It's something about music. Yeah.
Really?
It's some kind of musical
Symphony
arrangement
of the Night,
or something.
Rondo. Okay, I get it.
Rondo of the blood. What is a man? And DuckTales is now back. DuckTales Remastered is now back on digital storefronts, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, everything. Shout out to Ramiro JT for subscribing. It disappeared for a while, I assume because of licensing or something, but it is now back, and I'm very happy about that. That would be a fun Let's Play to do. More fun than our DuckTales Versus was.
I know we know nothing about the PS5.
Yes.
We're assuming there will be full backwards compatibility.
Will
we have to repurchase every digital game we've bought?
There's no way. At this point,
so like if they're going to let you carry your old physical games over, you should be able to, like, why even sell them digitally for full price if you can't play those? I
don't think they will. I think if you own the game, you own the game. Especially Cyberpunk, I feel like CD Projekt Red threw down the gauntlet last week when they're like,
but I get that. I'm saying with like previous like you just bought the Symphony thing, whatever it's called. So are you going to be able to play that on PS5?
One thing that worries me and one thing that makes me feel good. The one thing that worries me is, so if you go back to, we've talked about this a lot on the podcast in the past, like before I got my 3DS and before the Switch came out and stuff, Nintendo screwed this up royally. Like if you bought a game on the Wii Virtual Console, it doesn't matter that you bought it. If your Wii dies and you have to get another Wii and you log in, you have to buy it again. Really? Not only can you not transfer it to your 3DS or your Wii U or whatever, no, you have to buy it again. It's locked to that console. The one thing that gives me hope with this is, like, if you go to your PlayStation account and you go to your, I think it's download list, it'll show everything you've ever either gotten from PS Plus or bought. Demos, full games, DLC, stickers, themes, everything. You can scroll through. I can still see my demo for Heavenly Sword on the PS3 that I got when I first got that console. So what makes me hopeful is, what I don't know is if anything previous to the PS4 will be able to play on the PS5. My hope is still that we'll be able to play everything because Xbox can play everything, but I feel like the cell processor effed everything up. My gut still tells me I think they're going to figure it out, and if they do, that's amazing. But the fact that all of your purchases are linked to your PlayStation account, I'm all about that bass. I think we will be okay. I will be able to play Castlevania Requiem on my PS5.
I hope so.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. PS5?
Oh, DuckTales.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
But DuckTales, I should be able to play that on my PS4. Like, it's freaking DuckTales remastered. It's not Metal Gear Solid 4 or something like that. It's just a side-scrolling pretty.
Yeah.
But it's back. So if you hadn't either purchased it previously, or if you had if you had purchased it but you hadn't downloaded it again because you might have formatted your PS3 like me. What did I say?
I'm just thinking back to.
You can download it again now.
I don't know what the episode was, but you were talking. Oh, you were talking about when they released the Mario Maker 2 DLC with Zelda, and you were talking about the spike. There's some enemy like in Mario Maker 2, the bit and you just kept going while saying nothing, and you just didn't stop. Oh gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for episode 172. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you like what you see, make sure you also check us out at nerd901.com, where they're connecting nerds around the Mid-South and the multiverse. Also, check out our brother, Ernie, the Blur Without Fear, youtube.com/Blur Without Fear. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at KevinWhite24. He's at Real Sean White. Together, we're at 2player_. That was a slash. Co-op. Patreon, Twitch, audio services around the multiverse, all that other stuff. I know what Sean's doing, so I'm going to stall here for a little bit so we can end this podcast in amazing fashion. Sean.
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead? Are you ready?
No.
Sean.
Did you know?
Did you know
Where is that?
that on the Wii Virtual Console, you can't transfer your games that you buy to anything else or to another Wii console that is also the Wii? I got a haircut this week.
Mario Maker
Today, I mean. Oh. I thought you were looking up the
fart? Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's easy. I'm looking up where you had a stroke talking about Mario Maker 2.
You're never going to find that.
No, Link and Mario Maker 2. I mean, we don't need to. We can just wrap it up.
Did you save it?
No, but I went to where you're talking about Mario Maker 2.
Oh, okay.
And I can just look for when I die laughing.
We'll save it for the
We
post
can
show.
edit this out.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being here for episode 172. But until the next time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing. I think I found it.